Good evening, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the news. First, let's have a look at the headlines. Prime Minister Modi holds bilateral meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping on sidelines of BRICS summit. Meghalaya BJP names the party's state vice president Dura MDC Bernard N. Marak as its candidate for the upcoming Gambagri by-poll. Meghalaya faces rising power demand amid capacity concerns. Power Minister A.T. Mondal emphasizes on collaborative effort with state and central utilities. Despite the reputation for heavy rainfall, Mausanram and Sora records below normal precipitation this monsoon. And India to host 16th Women's Indian Open Golf in Gurugram starting tomorrow. And now for the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia today. The meeting assumes significance in the backdrop of the two countries arriving at an agreement on patrolling arrangements in areas along the line of actual control. The meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Chinese President is the first structured meeting in the last 5 years. The BJP has named the party's state vice president and Dura MDC Bernard N. Marak as its candidate for the upcoming Gambagri by-poll. Confirming this, Marak said the party will fight the Gambagri by-election for good governance, to empower the rural folks through grassroots democracy and to end corruption, which has made life miserable for the people there. He said the vision is to transform Gambagri into a pro-development constituency.
Connectivity and so many other issues which has actually affected them in last many years. So it is a very good opportunity for us to help these people.
Meghalaya is grappling with an annual power demand in increase of 11 to 12%, while its generation capacity remains stagnant. Power Minister A.T. Mondal emphasized the need for collaboration with state and central utilities as well as private entities to boost hydropower projects. The state aims for self-sufficiency in power generation and plans to develop the Kinshi power project despite previous setbacks with private partner Athena. The firm is now proposing a hybrid model based on pumped storage power plants, which has been deemed feasible by the government.
Our generation should also increase. We should not always depend on the other utilities, maybe it is central or private.
A sector commander level meeting between the Border Security Force and the Border Guard Bangladesh took place at BOP Mahendraganj, South-West Garo Hills. The commanders discussed border management strategies and mutual interest in concluding with a commitment to expedite the implementation of agreed decisions, underscoring the friendly bilateral relations between India and Bangladesh. Despite the reputation for heavy rainfall, Mausanram and Sora recorded below normal precipitation this monsoon, according to the Indian Meteorological Department. Mausanram received 9138.0 mm and Sora 7303.7 mm from June to September, with Meghalaya overall experiencing an 8% deficit in rainfall. However, temperature records indicate a significant rise over the past century, with recent highs observed in various regions of the state.
This year has below normal rainfall, and out of the two, Mausanram has higher rainfall than Sora. There's significant rise in temperature in the last 100 years since observation started for Meghalaya. So we have around, for maximum temperatures, around 0.88 degrees Celsius rise in the last 100 years, and minimum temperature around 0.46 degrees Celsius rise in the last 100 years. And the 5 warmest years are all after 2000.
St. Edmund's College organized a disaster preparedness mock drill and an awareness program to educate the college community on emergency management techniques. The event included an awareness session on safety measures and a practical mock drill stimulating emergency scenarios, reinforcing the college's commitment to fostering a culture of safety and readiness among students and staff. The Forgotten Folklore Project Summit 2024, hosted by the Swara Mandala Foundation, focused on integrating topics like menstrual hygiene and sex education into Meghalaya's educational system. The summit brought together over 200 stakeholders and celebrated the creation of 45 storybooks rooted in local folklore, aiming to provide culturally sensitive educational resources for early childhood education.
Books. So we ensured that these books, because
inculcating a good habit of a child looking at a cartoon, an animated cartoon that not only entertains the child but also gives them information, history, culture, connection.
So I'm extremely delighted that the program is also being linked to early childhood development. One of the innovative schemes that was introduced by the government of Meghalaya and was a novel venture when it started off, because the focal point was on the first 7 years of a child's growth.
The additional Deputy Commissioner of South West Khasi Hills District, L.T. Taryang, has ordered a probe into the allegations of irregularities into the distribution of ration under Ranikor Civil Subdivision, South West Khasi Hills District. The probe was initiated following the meeting of the FKJHP with the ADC. FKJHP General Secretary of the district, Balse Kharbani, informed that during the meeting the ADC clarified that the government has released the rice to the wholesaler and therefore he has ordered an inquiry into the issue.
Konben sutu ba ribat senayo itu kawan rojut batu Agos batu September. Tenden dah nilai kedua anak kini kini apa sahaja dapat ya ka supply kiong ba nak kalian ka office ka ada issue itu kau Indonesia hati hosla kan. Mereka balong baik penba nusung tu ki ojo sengi ba hadu mentah kini kini benar yang senayo yu kau. Te nak kalian junging nilai kedua officer ka respon ini kam kiong ba nsa hapok sansi. The
El Elyon Institute has launched an educational initiative in Ripoy district aimed at empowering youth through training on to the national education, policy and related topics. The program, titled A New Youth Empowerment Initiative Inspire and Inform Project, is designed to run for 2 months and encourages students' participation, with local leaders emphasizing the importance of commitment and punctuality in this educational opportunity.
Kadang kita persiang berit kita kalau ban betul nanti ini, kalau masuk uturnya, usai dia mungkin habis dia mungkin ada kat no kerja. Kita trace tong kita mungkin. Ke coaching maybe kalau ambil 4%, 4%, 4%, kalau bon kita persentage. Kadai kajing sempang kajung pi kajing penstong kajung pi berwan tista kadang coaching ki semua perkhat bagi pendekam yaki.
In golf, India will host the 16th edition of the Women's Indian Open in Gurugram, Haryana, beginning tomorrow. It will feature a full field of 114 players from 31 nations, including 27 from India. The Indian stars to keep an eye on will be Hitashi Bakshi, Vani Kapoor, Gorika Bishnoi, Amandeep Dral and Ridhima Dilawari. And now for the weather report. Minimum temperature 15.5 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 23.5 degrees Celsius, relative humidity in the morning 96% and in the evening 72%, rainfall 0.6 millimeters, Forecast light to moderate rain is likely to occur at a few places. And now for the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi holds a bilateral meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping on sidelines of BRIC summit. Meghalaya BJP names the party's state vice president and Tura MDC Bernard N. Marak as its candidate for the upcoming Gambagri bypoll. Meghalaya faces rising power demand amid capacity concerns. Power Minister A.T. Mondal emphasizes on collaborative effort with state and central utilities. Despite the repetition for heavy rainfall, Mausanram and Sohra records below normal precipitation this monsoon. India to host 16th Women's Indian Open Golf in Gurugram starting tomorrow. Well, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the news. Do tune in tomorrow at the same time and same channel. Have a good night.